Congratulations, Tom.
Yeah, it's a big honour. Obviously, being in the leadership group and the 3-4 months that we've had with all the COVID stuff going on, and obviously Sloanie's injuries, it's not great, and it's opened an opportunity for me. But in terms of this playing group and how much I love this group and how we've played, as much as the wins haven't showed it, yeah, it's been a big honour.
26 games, easy to ride your career as captain of the club. That's something that you would have had in your wildest dreams?
Yeah, it's interesting. I like to think, although it is only 26 games, last year obviously missed the whole year, but got to develop a lot as a coach, and then got to work with a lot of the young blokes who are playing now. And then also my first 2 years in the Sample, we had a bit of an older list early on, so I got to play with some older players who were AFL calibre, and I'd like to think that those 2 experiences have helped me get to here. As much as 26 games isn't a lot in terms of a big career, those experiences have played a big part in that.
How did you find out today? Who told you? Is it?
It was just Nixie. Yeah, he just pulled me aside. All the leaders had had a sort of a chat around it, and all spoken to Nixie individually, and yeah, he just pulled me aside in between training and weights, and yeah, just mentioned it. I couldn't wipe the smile off my face, and yeah, it's just a big honour. I filled me with pride, but just the fact that like he got to tell me and work so closely with him, it was just huge honour.
What did he say? Did he give you a reason as to why you were picked?
Not too deep. It was more just that a few of the boys have advocated for me, like Lynchy and the other leaders had put my name up. The work that I'd done with everyone around the group, whether it be the football department, the playing staff, like coaches, everyone, and then just being able to play games and consistently be on the track now compared to other years. So a few different reasons, but yeah, it was just it was a good run.
There's a lot of chat that this was always sort of in the works for you when you got to the club, and leadership was one area that you excelled in. Would you like to consider this as a long-term fit for you?
Well, it is an interesting one because it is only temporary, especially with Sloanie's being a thumb, and he'll be back soon enough. So in the moment, it's just a placeholder. But leadership's always been a big part of my career, from juniors all the way to getting here. So yeah, like I said, it's for me at the moment, it's just doing the best I can to emulate what he does, Sloanie, because he's just an incredible leader, but also doing it whilst having my own little spin on it.
What sort of leader are you?
You're ready, we'll be able to get to that as well. For me, since I've been here, I've always just tried to be respectful of everyone, be it, like I said before, be it the staff, be it the players or the admin. So for me, it's about respecting everyone in the team, treating them how I'd want to be treated, but then also being able to stand up and lead the group on game day. So whether that's through performance, whether it's through voice, it might not be stats, it might just be a couple of impact plays or getting someone's headspace right, just doing things for others, really.
The pre-game speech, have you already sort of started putting some notes together?
I'd be lying if I said I hadn't. No, it's when Nixie told me, I walked away, I was like, I wonder what I'll say, because I've only ever had a few opportunities for that. But I think those, they happen best when you sort of ad-lib and just go off the cuff, rather than if you try and get a bit too mechanical and then it becomes a bit more like a robot and you're sort of repeating yourself. I'll try and just let it come to me as it does, and yeah, hopefully it gets the boys up and about. That'll be nice.
You're pretty level, you're very mature, but do you think you're a bit nervous, or do you not allow yourself to get into that space?
I don't get nervous very often, Rennie. I think last time I spoke to you guys after my debut, I reckon, was the last time I spoke to you guys in a big setup after a big game, and I said the last time I got nervous was for my driver's lesson when I was 18, and not much has changed since then. I think for me it's important just to keep doing what I've been doing that's got me to this point, so I'm not going to look at it as obviously it's a big deal to lead this club, especially with our history and the group we've got, and being back at Adelaide Oval, getting to play in front of Adelaide fans, but I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing, and hopefully it takes care of itself.
I know it's pretty good.
You said you had little experience in this before, but have you been in juniors and...
Yeah, so my basketball career was basically since I was about 12. I started captaining teams when I was top age, so I've had a lot of experience in that realm, but that's more junior sports, and once at this elite level I haven't, obviously, been in my 5th year. But I've been lucky to work with a lot of leaders throughout my career, and that's been probably the best part of it. Talking to Shutsy before, and Sloanie obviously played a big part in it this year, but before that, when Van Berlo was here, when Tex was captain, in my junior career, a lot of coaches had played at high levels, and I've just sort of taken things from everyone. So although I haven't been captain, I've just tried to take as many leadership principles from them that I can implement to my career.
I know it's been done. I know you
With that in mind, and it's obviously only 26 games of your career, but you sound like a coaching lady as well.
I did enjoy the coaching last year. Whether coaching's for me full time, I'm not sure yet. I've got a lot of interests. I've got a lot of things outside of footy that I enjoy doing. So I'd like to think, as a 23-year-old, my future isn't cemented yet, and I can sort of do a little bit more throughout my career and then see where it takes me afterwards.
I know it's been done a lot, but front page again today about the camp. Is it frustrating? Do the players acknowledge it, or do you just leave it?
Nah, just leave it. It's obviously keeps getting brought up, but around the playing group, yeah, it's just you guys, not to generalise, but you guys making things out of it, and we've moved on. There's a lot more important things this year that we're focusing on. The camp's gone.
What's Sloane said to you about taking on the captaincy?
Yeah, I sort of sent him a message yesterday and made a little joke about his thumb. I asked him to give me a thumbs up if these were the shoes he was wearing today, because I liked him. I wanted to give him a pair, and he sort of took the mickey out of that. And then our next chat was just about being captain. So he'd been in a good state of mind, even though he's had the op on his thumb, and he's just mentioned about being myself, basically. He sort of said it in the media early in the week that he likes what I do in terms of prioritising others, looking after teammates and things like that. And I've been able to learn from him how to do that on game day and how to really compete and lead by example, where he's been incredible in that aspect for a long time. So he just sort of said, do me, and he'll be there to help out.
What are some of the hurdles, dude? What are some of the sort of extra things you'll have to take on?
I don't think too much. I think there'll be a little bit of media, as evidence is right now, but in terms of on game day, obviously the coin toss, but outside of that, again, it's a bit more about doing what got me here rather than trying to do anything extra. So if I try to be a different person, I don't think it's going to help my performance or the team's performance. So whether it's media, tossing the coin, or maybe it's just, I don't know, to be honest, but I think for not a whole lot will change,
You can
hopefully.
have a significant impact on a young playing group in 6 games of leadership, okay?
Yeah, I think that could change, yeah, in terms of how I'll go about it won't, but how I can impact the group could be different, especially if we're playing young blokes like we are. But in terms of my personal prep, how I go about myself during the week, I don't think too much will change. Yeah.
You'll see in brackets next year.
Yeah, wear the armband.
Can you say anything about selection? I know it'll be announced tonight, but will we see Taylor Walker captain?
I have zero idea on that. As much as I wish as a captain I was privy to that info, but no, it's more just at the moment they're still sorting all that out. So I'd like to see the big fella back, just purely off him being a former captain, and it'd be good to learn from him. I've already started to pick his brain a little bit about what went through his mind when he was captaining the team. He's 4 years in the spot, so whether he comes back in or not is to be seen.
How do you think we'll go against the Saints?
Oh, it'll be tough. They're a good outfit. They play pretty high pressure footy, and they're exciting, and the way they play, it's like if they jump on you, they can really put the foot down. But we just got to back in what we've been doing this week and the previous weeks of training and in game, and the positives we've shown, and then hopefully that can lead to a win. Especially being back at Adelaide Oval, that could just be great to get our first win at Adelaide Oval with Adelaide fans there, and hopefully it comes to fruition.